Today, we're going to have a special guest. We got Craig Foltos, the owner of Foltos Tonsorial Parlor at that's on 7 East Wilson, and it's a very, very good place to be. I've known Craig many years, and we're going to be discussing peace on earth and then the bridge, the peace bridge, and other things. So I'm going to bring up Craig. Let's bring him up.
Hello, John.
Hello there, Craig. Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you, brother.
Yes. I got to throw out my welcome mat here. Welcome, Craig. Welcome, guy. Now, I want to show people, if you don't know what we're talking about, I guess you haven't been downtown Batavia too much or been on the bridge, the Wilson Street Bridge. But there's our Peace on Earth sign on the pedestrian walk, a bridge on the north side of our downtown bridge. So Peace on Earth is downtown Batavia. And I'm going to show another shot that I took here. It's sort of through the weeds here, but that was through the weeds. It was downtown, but Peace on Earth. And this is very beautiful. And I'll take these down right now. And that peace on earth, Craig, we know that that's in the Bible. It's in Luke 2:17. Glory to God in the highest heaven and peace on earth to those whom God is pleased. That's from the New Living Translation. And some angels talking that. So Craig got going on this, and we're welcoming Craig here. How you doing, brother?
Good, John.
Good. That's good to hear. And folks, I'm going to show you something here. If you want to know a little more about what Craig does and stuff, what do they do here? I just did something crazy here. I was going to bring this up here. Well, I'll float it down at the bottom. We got about his barbershop. How you pronounce that last?
Tonsorial.
Tonsorial. Okay. Craig, I didn't do well in phonics in school, so excuse me there.
All right.
That's part of what my hearing problem is. I had earaches when I was in grade school. I mean, first grade and second. Just wiped me out, and I didn't get as... but Batavia schools helped me out, and they helped you too, right, brother Craig?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're Batavia
Both
school.
proud Batavia graduates.
Yeah, it's a proud Batavia graduate. Now, some of you maybe don't know about the sign downtown. And how long ago was this video we're going to show here in a moment? How long ago was that made about? I said 3 years on the website. Is that about right?
Oh, yeah.
About 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Where it's about a 5-minute, it's a little less than 5 minutes, and we're going to show it here. And here's where you can get it at the Park District or on their Facebook page. That's all the code for that. But okay, let's see what we can do here now about that. I'm going to bring it up. And I got to bring us down, Craig. So we'll...
All right.
I'm a visual person. When I was growing up, Leonardo da Vinci was my idol, and he's a visual person. It's what I do for a living. I work in the visual. Plus, I work inside of people's brains too, but you work and you understand cultures of communities when you cut hair. When I saw the bridge and I saw this beautiful backdrop, that 20,000 people drive by this street every day, and they got to look at something. They might as well look at something that goes, and if you can do, it's not such a bad thing. I had an idea that the bridge would make a nice backdrop for a sign. So originally, because I've made a lot of things in my life, I was going to sketch it out and draw it out. But at the time, there was a man in town, and he had a machine, a CAD design, so they could sit down and compute it and make it all real big. So it saved a whole lot of time. We made the letters, and the Park District was nice enough to let us use the bridge to mount the letters on.
So in 2008, Craig Foltos approached the Park District and he said, hey, I've got these wooden letters and I'm here to give them to you.
When I first heard about the letters, I was actually anticipating like maybe a 4x8 sheet of plywood. No big deal. Then Craig showed up to the shop and said, you know, the 3 favorite words that everybody loves to hear, some assembly required. And we put them together, and the letters turned out to be 12 feet tall and 8 feet wide. And it really makes a huge statement.
I think the letters mean so much to so many different people in various ways. You know, working for the Park District and knowing how much effort goes into it, I really feel like, personally to me, that the letters have a deep significance of community.
I like to live in a town where I know people care about each other. You know, I grew up in Batavia where you helped each other out. I don't want to live in a town where you have to worry that somebody's gonna, you know, be mean to you or whatever. I like knowing that people care about one another as individuals and that peace is a forefront in their brain. You know, I had a nun once tell me, you know, you can love or hate, you can't do both at the same time. So why would you want to spend any time hating? But you know, when you cut hair, you live that life. My father was a barber. We were always doing stuff for people, and you just realize it's a whole lot easier to live that way than to live the other way.
People continually share with me how much they appreciate what Batavia Park District means to them. And so to have this opportunity to share that with the citizens, that's what it's all about.
Batavia is so picturesque as it is, and when you drive over the Donovan Bridge and you just glance over to the north, you can't help but feel good about life.
I think that the people that put it up probably have some pride putting it up too. When you do good work, you feel good, you know? And I would imagine, you know, that it would feel really good for them to be putting that up.
I like to call the guys the Peace on Earth angels that install them, because we got it down to a science now. I don't know, it's just a really good feeling to feel part of putting that statement up.
You know, obviously I wasn't alive during World War II, but I used to know a lot of customers that were, and I think of the Battle of the Bulge and fighting over Christmas, how horrible that had to be for those people. And I just think that when you find that place where you just have a calm in your head, in your heart, and you can hug people and love people. You know, it's not a place, it's not a sign, it's just the thing that's in you.
Well, that was interesting. I hope people heard it. I was, did you hear that well, Craig? Or
No,
the volume?
I didn't hear it at all.
Oh, really? Well, we hope it came through good. I don't know. The audio, something went kafooey there. But anyway, you got that idea, and how did you? What was the inspiration for that idea, Craig?
Oh, You know, when you work with people all day, you're concerned for their well-being. And I've always liked art. Ever since I was a little boy, I took art classes, and you like to see emotion. You like to help shape emotion. And I realized what a beautiful frame that would be to have it hanging on that bridge. So, you know, I mean, why do people do what they do? It's just inside of you. And I decided to try and see if the park district would be interested in letting me put a sign up there. And they said, sure. So, excuse me. So we put the sign up, and it's just been really great ever since. I get letters from it every year, people telling me how much they appreciate it. And I got a letter a couple years ago from a lady telling me that Christmas is always a sad time for her. She's alone, but
Right.
how much the Peace Bridge means to her when she drives through and sees it in town. And you know, when you get a reaction like that, it makes all the stuff that you do worthwhile. So it's been good. It's been good for the community, but it's really good for my heart too.
I'm glad about that, Craig. And like we showed earlier, that is from what the angels were saying.
Yeah.
And it's very beautiful that is in downtown Batavia. And I don't know, like I said, I'm not sure. I hope the volume came through on us. Those letters are pretty big, right? There was what,
Yeah,
12 by
12. Yeah,
12 feet high, 12 by
yeah.
4 or something like that. No,
12
12.
by 4. Some of them are a little bigger than 4 feet. And right now we're doing an event. We're selling sweatshirts with Peace on Earth on the back, and in the front it'll say I am Batavia. And we're raising money to put the letters out of metal so that they can last for another 100 years.
So the signs can be in better shape yet.
So, right, it won't go. Right now they're wooden letters, and I just want to help take some of the pressure off the park district, because when the letters go bad, that we already have some metal letters up to hopefully put up next year, so that 100 years from now people will be able to enjoy it, because we're going to want the same message 100 years from now as we do right now, is to have some peace.
That is a very good point. And are you having that down at your shop? Is that where
Yeah,
you get?
yeah,
Yeah.
people
So
can stop
look at the bottom of the
there.
screen there if you want to connect and get a T-shirt there. Is
Yeah,
that a
you come down.
sweatshirt or a T-shirt? What is it now?
T-shirts, sweatshirts, we got it all.
Oh,
We got
really?
it all colors, all styles. They can stop down, make an order, and then usually takes a week to 2 weeks, and then we've sold a couple hundred of them. It's been really a lot of fun to do it. Plus, it's, you know, if people are walking around town with peace on their back, maybe they'll have peace in their heart. We can just have a whole, you know, we're in a great community anyway, but anything we can do to make it better, I'm all in.
So maybe they can get that if they get that order in. Maybe they can get it in before
Yeah.
Christmas. Maybe, huh?
Right. Yeah.
So that's very interesting. And I've known about that sign down there and your work on it, but I just wanted to touch base. I hope that, but if that didn't come through, folks, go to the Park District site there, and it's on their Facebook page too.
Yeah.
That video. So if it didn't come through, I hope it did. Craig, you have some other interests. You have some other property. You got more art downtown, right? And on Wilson.
Oh, I've always, like I said, I've been involved with art my whole life, and I like to tell stories. And art is a good medium for telling a story. And when you and I were kids, John, I'm sure you remember when they had a nativity scene up the street on Batavia Avenue and Wilson
Oh,
Street.
right at Batavia Avenue in Wilson.
Right, for many, many years. So I had some leftover metal, and I've been thinking about it for a while. So last year, a friend of mine that's a welder and I put together a little sign, and over at 239 East Wilson Street, we erected a little modern art nativity scene. And I'd like to add to it this year. If I get a little time, I'd like to make three wise men.
Oh, oh.
Maybe I haven't been so wise with my time because I haven't been able to get to it yet.
It's
But just anything that you can do in a community to make it better, where you have beauty, then you have softness. And when you have softness, it just perpetuates growth, and a good growth.
I know
And
you've been really interested in this Christmas season and these type of things. I know you have a little newsletter, and I know every year you always talk about the Lawrence Avenue.
Leonard's Avenue, yeah.
Yeah, and that was in the paper the other day that they just redid those in the
Mhm.
Beacon. So I haven't seen that in a few years, but that's a very nice little thing to go down and
Oh,
see.
yeah. When I was a little boy, we used to go down to Aurora and pick my grandma up. My grandma spoke very little English, but she was a wonderful lady to me, and she would sit in the front seat of the car, and we would drive down Leonard's Avenue and just stare at the Bible scenes. And it was a great tradition. In fact, I still do it now. I've told hundreds and hundreds of people about it. Again, if you can put some good thoughts in your head, it keeps you in a whole lot better place.
I think
And we all
that's
places.
it's a good point what you're saying, Craig. And this, you say that's 39. I was wondering what the address was there. It's between it's on Wilson between Washington and Van Buren.
Yeah, you can't miss it. It's the one with the camel.
It's it's the old Louise White playground area
Yeah.
where I went to school many years ago.
Uh-huh.
Too long ago, Craig. Too long ago. And anyway, I got to show this. The picture doesn't show this. I gotta let me see how I can do this. Well, I'm gonna take down the main part here, and we got the star at the top there.
Oh, yeah.
I sort of missed that. I go, oh, there's something at the top, and
Yeah.
there was a
Got it.
star.
Gosh sakes. How'd the wise men find it otherwise?
I don't know. We were discussing about the other day in a Bible study about how the shepherds found the spot. Now, that's another question we'll have to ask our pastors, our priests, and others how they did that. Maybe the star helped them too. I don't know. It doesn't say. It just says they're going to find them in swaddling clothes. And
Yeah.
so it's a little different finding. But that star, that's a very beautiful idea, Craig. I missed that first. I go, oh, hey, there's a star up there. So anyway, Craig, you said you might be working on some. You said Wiseman also maybe to throw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's any welders out there that want to give me a hand, give me a call, and you can help me build three wise men.
We're going to get those Wisemen.
Yeah.
That's interesting, Craig, about getting Wisemen. And I have a little nativity scene, a crutch, a friend gave me, but it's porcelain, and I got my angels down. I got to fix that up, and I got to fix up my shepherd is not in too good shape. Some of these
doesn't matter. It's the thought that matters.
I know it is. They can break, but I'm so glad that is downtown, Craig, about your silent night, and that is very beautiful. Actually, that was on the other side, but this is a very beautiful spot to have that, and so I thank you. For any other thoughts you want to give us, Craig?
Well, I would like to thank the people that have helped make the peace sign, and Jim Hageman was instrumental in painting the Silent Night sign over at the Nativity, and Gary welded with me, and just thanks for all the people that mention it, and keep being nice to each other, and we can keep having a great community. Okie doke. And John, thank you for your show and having me on it. It was really an honor. And I treasure that you invited me here. And so I hope everyone has a safe and happy holiday season.
I think so. I think that's a very good point, Craig. And again, thank you for sharing your
Okay.
art with the community and your thoughts. Craig does a lot of community things, and he's many years has been the chap around the clock with Ronald McDonald and charities. That's been very good for children, and that's been a beautiful thing too. So Craig
Yeah.
is always thinking and moving ahead. We wish him and his family a blessing here this Christmas season. And I hope to see you on Wednesday. We'll see what's coming up.
Okay.
We'll be working on that. But I just again want to thank Craig for coming by for a few moments and sharing about the peace on earth. And like I said, if that audio didn't come too well on you, go to the Park District and check out that nice little video. And so again, thank you, Craig, for joining me today.
Okay. Thank you. And tell the Park District thanks for letting me put the sign up, and what a great job they do. And John, again, thank you for doing this. And if you're watching this and you get a chance to see John's show, tell your friends about it, because it's community connections that make this a better world.
Thank you, Craig. I appreciate that very much. So
okay, John.
All I can say right now, everybody, is God bless you out there, and bye-bye. And again, thank you, Craig, and we'll see you then, Lord willing, on Wednesday.